This video is going to show you how to set up the friction lab, and I'm going to do a demonstration also. So you can see what I have here are two 1 kilogram masses sitting on top of a wooden block, and this thing right here is our dual range force sensor. Sorry, I think things are backwards for you, but you can read it says dual range force sensor. I'm going to keep this on the setting that says plus or minus 50 newtons. The way this thing works is you have something on here, and when you pull to separate like this, it's going to measure how much force you're going to register. So we're going to have that hooked onto this block down here, and we're going to be pulling this across the lab bench like this. We're trying to measure how much friction force there is between the lab bench and the block itself. And to do that, we're going to be over in Logger Pro. So in Logger Pro, when you plug in your dual range force sensor, it pulls up something over here where it's just a blank graph. But we want to get to a specific graph for this lab. So we're going to click on this, which is opening a file, and you can see we're going to be in Logger Pro experiments, and then physics with Vernier is right here, and then we're going to come down here to this 12A static kinetic friction, and we're going to open that one, and it opens up basically the same graph. And so we're going to get this window right here of whether we want to use sensor settings or not. So we want to use this plus or minus 50. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the sensor settings for that one. And hopefully things should work out. There we go. So we have our force sensor right here, and we have force on the vertical axis, and we have time on the horizontal axis. First things first, we want to just go ahead, let me get this photo booth started up again. Okay, great. So we want to come back over here into Logger Pro, and we want to make sure that we have zeroed out the force sensor. So I want to make sure nothing's on the force sensor, and we're just going to click 0 right here, set 0 point. And that should zero everything out. And if you look up in this spot right here, you can see it says 0 newtons, or just about 0 newtons. It's fluctuating a little bit. Now if I pull on here, you see those newtons go up, right? If I click start over here, you can see it's going to make a graph over time, 0 newtons, and if I pull on here, you can see if I'm pulling back and forth, it's doing that. So I'm hoping that this can work where you can see both what I'm doing as well as Logger Pro at the same time. So the setup's going to be like this. You're going to hook your force sensor onto here, and then I'm going to be pulling in this direction. And I want to pull with a gentle, steady pull, and for a while it's not going to move. So I'm pulling right now. It's hard for you to see me pulling. I'm pulling, I'm pulling, I'm pulling, and I'm going to eventually pull hard enough where it's going to start to slide. So I want to just get to that point where I'm pulling, I'm pulling, I'm pulling, I'm pulling, I'm pulling, and then it's going to slide at a nice constant speed across the table. I'm not really liking how this is feeling here. This block had a little bit of tape on this side, so it was a little bit too sticky. So I'm going to flip this block over and try it again on this side. And I'm going to pull, 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 and then it's going to go to a nice constant speed. So to show you what that's going to look like on the Logger Pro graph over here, let's see if I can get this to both go at the same time. So what's going to happen is I'm going to pull, 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 and then it's going to go to a nice constant speed like that. So what is this exactly meaning here? First of all, what I really need to do on my Logger Pro graph is I need to auto scale this. So let's click auto scale right here. And this graph is just showing force over time. So as I was starting to pull, it was getting a little more force, a little more force, a little more force, a little more force, and then it peaked out right here. This is the spot right here where it actually started to move, and then the force dropped down a little bit. So let's try this again. I wasn't so happy with that graph, so I'm going to try another graph. I'm going to scooch this back a little bit, and then I'm going to click start here, and I'm going to pull gentle, 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 and then it's going to start to move like that. So once again, back on my Logger Pro graph, let's auto scale this. This spot right here was the spot where it just started moving. And what I'm really looking for here is a little bit more of a smooth, steady force on this side. So I'm going to try it one more time. Back over here, and click on my Logger Pro to collect, and I'm going to pull, 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 and then, oh, I don't know what happened. Let's try that again. Start. Not sure why things aren't starting. Oh, there it goes. Okay, let's try it one more time. Start collection. We're going to pull, 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 and then it's going to be nice and steady. Yeah. think that this could be a little more flat right here is exactly what I'm looking for. If you look on the instructions for the lab, you'll see some examples of what this should look like when it's a little more flat on this side. Okay, we're going to do this in class.